Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to day number 57. That means only 20 more days left of our 77-day video challenge. Today, I wanted to share with you that I did visit two clubs. I've actually visited them in the past, but one was the Rise and Shine Toastmasters Club in Arizona, and then Professional Speakers out in California. Rise and Shine had a special Scream-a-thon as part of their holiday Halloween weekend. It was a special event because it was a fifth Saturday of the month, and there are not that many fifth Saturdays for them to meet. So they incorporated the holiday Halloween theme of a Scream-a-thon, and it was focused on all table topics. It was not a regular meeting at all, but we went through two rounds and every attendee was able to answer two different questions for table topics. As a reminder, for those of you who are non-Toastmasters, our table topics is the opportunity to practice our impromptu speaking skills. You are given a question, situation, scenario, and you have just a couple of seconds to come up with a full entire speech that is 1 to 2 minutes long. In our table topics today, we were given the option to pick from the chat pack option number 1, 2, or 3. Both my questions, I chose number 1, so I had two different questions from the chat pack. The one question that I absolutely remember was, have you ever cried because you were happy? Have you ever cried because you were so happy? And I said, yes, I have. And I even remember the date, October 20th, 2001. And I could see the surprise in everyone's eyes. She has a date for this already? Well, that's easy. That was the date that I got married to the love of my life. I never thought that I would be the type of person to actually cry at my wedding. Didn't think I had it in me. Got to the day of the wedding. I was all dressed up. My dad was in his tux. My mom was in her new tan dress. She was walked down to the front of the aisle. My future in-laws were down the aisle already. Troy was at the front of the church down by the altar. And my dad took my arm and we took one step and the tears just started coming down. The emotions were just too much for me to handle. I was focused on Troy down in the front by the altar and my dad holding on tight, tight, tight because he knew that this was not a normal reaction from me. We get up to the front of the church. We stop by the first pew and I take a rose out of my bouquet and I give it to my mother along with a kiss and a hug. Couple steps more, I'm standing next to Troy. My dad says, here, take her. Because he knew that that's what I needed. I needed my honey. Troy was holding my hand so tight, and I don't think I really calmed down from the tears until at least the first reading. Yes, Catholic Mass. It took a while for me. It just, again, the emotion overload for that day. Once the ceremony was all done, I was finally married to my honey. It was official. We turned to go back up the aisle. We stop at the first pew, and I take out another rose and I hand it to my mother in law, which starts a whole new round of happy crying. Troy quickly walked me out the rest of the church. Get me out of there. Oh my goodness. Even just talking about it now, this morning, I was in tear mode. I was completely misty eyed. Maybe it was just the dust in the room, but I did not dust here again today, so maybe it's the dust here again tonight. I'm misting up as I share this story. I am not the type normally to cry when I am happy, but those happy emotions, it can be overwhelming, and the crying is that release. And it's followed then by that deep breath, the relaxation, and the joy that you can experience with the happiness. I am truly loved, 21 years to my honey, and I love my in laws dearly. First time I ever met them, it felt like I was walking into my parents' home. I was that comfortable immediately upon meeting them. The wedding plans, I never in a million years would have thought I would have planned my wedding with my father. By this point, my mom was on a downward spiral with Alzheimer's. She'd had beginning stages of dementia. She was probably in about her third or fourth year by the time I got married. And after the wedding, it really went downhill. But I would leave Milwaukee, which is where they lived, come home to Sheboygan, where I had moved to, and I would go straight to my in law's house or my future in laws because I would need a mom hug. And that's what Pat provided for me. Love you, John and Pat. Always have, always will. Thank you for raising such a wonderful man in Troy. Love him dearly, and he can't get rid of me. I know I will never get rid of him. Happy Saturday, everyone. Sweet dreams. Think about the happy thoughts that have caused you to cry and the emotion behind that story. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.